Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going back to what I consider the most absolute peak of PlayStation, the PS2 era. It was a time when Sony just completely dominated the gaming world, and everything about it just hit differently. I mean, the games, the consoles, the hype, the culture. The PS2 wasn't just a console, it was a moment in gaming history. Let's talk about why. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how insane the PlayStation 2 era really was. This wasn't just a popular console, it was a worldwide phenomenon. The PlayStation 2 launched in 2000, and by the time it was done, it sold over 155 million units globally. That still makes it the best selling home console of all time. More than the Nintendo Wii, more than Xbox 360, and even more than the PS4 itself. And the wild part? It wasn't just a gaming console. For a lot of people, the PS2 was their first DVD player. That feature alone made it a must have in households that weren't even focused on gaming. It was a multimedia device way ahead of its time. The real magic wasn't the hardware, it was what the PS2 represented. It gave developers the tools and freedom to be bold. And guess what? You did not need Wi Fi to enjoy the game. I remember that. There were no day one patches, no mandatory logins, no live service models. PS2 was pure. Pop in the disc and you were off. Off to your own fantasies, robbing people. You knew something good was coming. And boy, that told so many stories. Now let's talk about what really made the PlayStation 2 special. The games. The PS2 had one of the most diverse, creative, and unforgettable libraries in gaming history. It wasn't just about a few standout hits, the console was flooded with quality, from massive blockbusters to hidden gems. The PlayStation 2 had one of the most diverse, creative, and unforgettable libraries in gaming history. It wasn't just about a few standout hits. The console was flooded with quality, from massive blockbusters to hidden gems. Let's start with the heavy hitters. You had God of War bringing cinematic storytelling and brutal action like never before. You had Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 redefining stealth, narrative, and even what we expected from a video game. Final Fantasy X introduced full voice acting to the series and emotional storytelling that hit hard for its time. Gran Turismo 3 and 4 gave racing fans a dream playground. The list just doesn't end. Do you like platform games? You have Sly Cooper. Survivor Horror? Resident Evil 4, Silent Hill 2 and 3. If you want to go open world, like if you want a free roam, you have the Grand Theft Auto series, although which I couldn't play because my father wouldn't let me. But he would let me play the WWE games, the wrestling games, play the Divas Division, and have a bras and panties match. Elimination. All 6 women in the ring, bras and panties. He let me play that, but he won't let me play Grand Theft Auto? That's tough. All of these games ran on one machine, and they were all physical discs you actually owned. And the third party support? Unreal. Publishers loved the PS2 because the install base was huge. If you were releasing a game in the early 2000s, you would want it on the PlayStation 2. What made this era so powerful wasn't just the volume of games. It was the quality and the variety. That was fun. That was good, wasn't it? You never knew what you were going to get, and that surprise was part of the magic. Now the best part? No updates, no bugs that ruined the launch, no waiting weeks for the game to be playable. You put in the disc and you got the full experience, polished, packed with content and ready to go. The PS2 library just didn't define a generation, it set a bar that many people feel hasn't truly been reached since. What really made the PlayStation 2 era feel like the peak of gaming? It wasn't just the hardware, it wasn't just the games, it was the entire vibe, the culture, and the magic of discovery. There was a raw excitement back then. You didn't know every game's story before it launched. You didn't have endless trailers, leaks, and YouTubers breaking it all down months in advance. You'd see a preview in a magazine, maybe catch a trailer on a demo disc, and then you just waited. And when it finally dropped, it felt like an event. There was a mystery to games back then. You'd find secrets on your own, or you hear about them from friends at school. There was no walkthrough on YouTube, no patch notes on Reddit. You had to explore, experiment, and figure things out yourself, and that made the experience so much more personal. Gaming also felt more creative and less corporate. Studios weren't as obsessed with engagement metrics or monetization strategies. You didn't have battle passes or daily login rewards to trap your attention. Games were made to be played, enjoyed, and remembered, not just to keep you grinding endlessly or spending money every season. There was also a balance. Multiplayer existed, but it wasn't everything. You could play couch co-op with friends or enjoy massive single-player campaigns that respected your time. It was the last major console generation before online updates became the norm, before microtransactions took over, and before studios were brought up by mega corporations left and right. It was a time where gaming still felt new and evolving, but also personal, imaginative, and complete. Can we go back to that? Like, maybe not entirely, but we can remember it, learn from it, and try to bring that spirit into what we create and support today. Because sometimes the best way to move forward is to look back and ask, why did it work so well in the first place? If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay legendary.